literacy to equip Nigerians with skills to discern credible information from misinformation and make informed decisions in the digital age.
Anything that link to taking away your reality, number one, is an omission of facts. Number two is also an omission of truths. The essence of news is truthfulness, whether it is late, whether it is timely. When the essence of truthfulness is out, it is fake news.
I was born and raised in Mushin. If a fight occurs in Mushin, you will hear issue like Hausa ati Yoruba. It's not Hausa ati Yoruba. Somebody bought you, you did not want to pay. The man 40. And people are disseminating false story that Hausa and Yoruba are fighting. And anywhere from Agege, it will escalate. It cannot go to the north. We have to stand by the truth. It is our fault. But I've tried to stand myself out. I do what I know. What I don't know, I leave.
The church, in the mosque, or at any godly event is anti-fake news. Every godly person tries his best to speak the truth, not to escalate what does not exist.
Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun, who was represented, says the fake news has eaten deep into the fabric of the society and therefore requires the collaboration of everyone to combat it.
I think we need to inform our people about the danger of spreading fake news. There is need for a lot of all-round change of attitude by Nigerians. And I know when attitude changes and we have values, improve our values, there will be caution about anybody wanting to spread fake news.
The event is part of efforts to advocate mass mobilization and sensitization to strengthen Nigeria's democracy, social integration, and economic growth. Adekola Hastrop, LTV News.
A leadership seminar has been held in Lagos with Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu urging Nigerian youth to be resilient, hardworking and dedicated to the success of the nation. He gave the advice at the leadership seminar with Mr. Governor. Correspondent Olubukola Akinkolosho reports.
Leadership for the youth develops their ability to analyze their strengths and weaknesses, set personal and professional goals, and have the self-esteem, confidence, motivation, and abilities to carry them out. Leadership is one of the major beliefs of the Lagos State government, hence the establishment of the Jakonde Leadership Academy, Ibila Youth Academy, various policies and programs specifically meant for the youth in Lagos State. Lagos State has churned out hundreds of beneficiaries of the Ibila Youth Academy, which was established in 2018 to groom the youth for leadership roles.
This training goes beyond a professional milestone. It is an investment in the lasting legacy of our community. Over the past few days, each of you here has displayed an extraordinary commitment to this vision, our vision, Mr. Governor's vision, Lagos State vision of the Themes Plus agenda. You all have fully embraced a transformative journey, one that has not only equipped you with invaluable skills, but has also deepened your understanding of leadership and community responsibility.
Because of the training I've had, because of the access I've had, to also learn from quality facilitators who have been training people over the years, I think of my medical career as not just a profession to earn salary. I am already putting plans in place to see how to implement all the learnings and the things we've been taught while in the academy, to see how to come from the health sector angle, to see how to complement the work that the government and everybody involved are doing day and night.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, represented by his deputy, Dr. Obafemi Hamzat, advised Nigerian youth to make good use of the social media, stay positive on the development of the country, and be resilient.
Potentials don't bring food on the table. Potentials cannot give us food. It is the hard work. So Nigeria, we have potentials. But you know, I don't want you to be youth that it's all about criticism, it's about talk. You know, don't let anybody deceive you. Or they will tell us, oh, our education is bad. Is it? But UK is taking our doctors to go and treat themselves. They are taking our teachers to go and teach their children. And they deceive you. And you believe that our education is bad. How can it be? The reality is that this is the place.
The youth were encouraged to serve and reorientate their thoughts and reconsider value, integrity, and skills to be good leaders.
You cannot appear in a future you are not prepared for. The youths must become before they get into that future. Nothing is given to you because you are young. Nothing is given to you because you are 21. It is only given to you because you have the competence, the skill, the character, and the integrity to feed into those spaces.
50 youth of the Ibile Youth Academy who had gone through various examinations were selected to become ambassadors of Lagos State. The selected ambassadors will go to camp for other rigorous trainings. Olubukola Akin Koliosho, LTV News.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has urged professionals in the build sector to harness advanced technology and innovative practices that will foster resilient urbanization capable of withstanding climate change and other unforeseen challenges. Governor Sanwo-Olu stressed the need to ensure sustainable development in the built industry. We have more in this report.
Nigeria is faced with numerous changes in its economic and environmental landscape, ranging from climate change, population growth, intense migration, and rapid urbanization, which requires developing a city resilience strategy geared towards strengthening the capacity of communities, businesses, and systems to survive, adapt, and grow in the face of all forms of stresses and shocks.
It has to do with reduction of emission, the destruction of land use, habitat. Then in the social aspect, it increases quality of life and also increase job creation.
This gathering of consulting engineers and other professionals in the build sector emphasizes the need to shape the future of Nigerian cities and out-leverage the expertise of engineers in creating urban environments that are not only resilient to the impact of climate change but also inclusive and equitable for citizens.
All have a part to play. Now for engineers, we're doing our part, but I think one of the things that we also have to do is continue to partner and look for the input of engineers.
We have to think of ourselves and the future generations. That is why we need to protect our environment, and whatever we do now, we need to be sustainable and make our cities resilient to the effect of our actions.
I say, should we approve here? Should we build here? Is this the right way to do it? And if we must build, we must always take mitigating circumstances. We must take measures that will ensure that there are no long-standing damages to the environment.
President Association of Consulting Engineering in Nigeria, Kamsalem Buka, emphasizes the importance of creating a solid partnership among all stakeholders, government, private sector, and engineering institutions to bring initiatives that can attract development and bolster resilience across our cities and communities.
We have these 10 regulations that have recently signed, signed and then gazetted as law that will be be a guidance to the law, so that any violators or those who have infraction that they are found wanting in terms of engineering issues, they will be brought to book and then they will be punished.
The program had a theme: sustainable development, building resilient cities.
Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has again underscored the importance of women growing crops in their backyards, saying beyond fostering healthy living for themselves and their family, it guarantees food sustainability. The First Lady says since she went into home farming, the benefits have been enormous, especially the organic foods she harvests from her farm. She said this accounts for why wives of state governors are being encouraged to pass the message of homegrown foods to residents in their states. She re-emphasized this urgent need at a meeting with wives of state governors on a Renewed Hope initiative. The First Lady also disclosed that the Renewed Hope initiative has gone into partnership with the Federal Ministry of Agriculture to boost home farming.
When we started, we gave you a retinue of items we wanted to do, and then they are there, so I have to get a feedback from them. We have the unveiling of the Every Home a Garden competition. So very soon, December, we are ready to announce the winner. We shortlisted to 3. So, and then we also have, we go through a lot. We have national fabric to still go around.
Basically, we're looking at about 4 projects. The first one being training and empowerment of women in farm, in agriculture, and then processing and for food and nutrition and security. Then the second one is that we're also looking at young farmers here, both male and female, to support them through their agricultural journey under this platform.
First Lady initiated scholarship and bursary award to indigent Nigerian students across the country. She also championed the infrastructural renewal project, early childhood development program, women and young farmers support program, distribution of fertilizers, and the Young Farmers Club. Still ahead. Lagos State government advocates the One Health approach to address threats in indigenous medical technologies. That's in a moment. Please stay with us. Thank you for staying with us. The Lagos State government is clamoring for a robust One Health approach that would address interconnected threats by promoting local research, indigenous medical technology, and self-sufficiency in vaccines and medical supplies. This was re-emphasized at the One Health and Biosecurity Conference held in Lagos. Our correspondent, Aminat Elegushi, tells us more.
The presence of these leading global experts, policymakers and stakeholders here at this conference underscores the importance of biosecurity as an issue intertwining health, environmental sustainability and national security. The conference, which seeks to strategize on strengthening Africa's capacity to address emerging global health security threat, is organized by the Lagos State Ministry of Health in collaboration with Global Emerging Pathogens Treatment Consortium.
The reason we're here is to bolster our Operation BioShield, what we used to deploy the protection against COVID. We meet every year to think about new things, to think about partnerships and collaboration, so that we can continue to build what we call the Lagos State Biosecurity Roadmap.
We can do this by enhancing surveillance and detection, building resilient health systems, promoting community engagement and participation, fostering regional and global collaboration, leveraging technology and innovation, addressing socio-economic factors.
Over the years, the conference has grown to become one of the biggest platforms to discuss emerging biosecurity threats in Africa and find indigenous-led solutions to these challenges. You agree with me that in the last 10 years, we've had increase in frequency and intensity of emerging infectious disease, pandemics and epidemics, especially in Africa. 10 years ago, we had Ebola. 5 years ago, we had COVID. And if we do our mathematics very well, I think everybody should start knowing that it's time to start preparing.
The need to invest in biosecurity measures and promote awareness to better prepare Africa for future health threats was emphasized.
This is the time that we must ensure that we end practices like open defecation and open urination. It must come to an end. Disease will thrive in a sanitary environment, and this is the time like no other to invest in massive production of water, clean and potable water supply across the entire Nigeria and African space. These are some of the tools that will be most useful in the defense of the human civilization against biosecurity attacks, of course.
After the 2 days conference with a theme from Ebola to COVID-19 and beyond, strengthening Africa's capacity to address emerging global health security threats, it was agreed that biosecurity is a shared responsibility and everyone should recognize the interconnectedness of health, environment and security and embrace public-private partnerships to bear the burden of health safety in Africa. Aminat Elegushi, LTV News.
Youths in Nigeria have been asked to prioritize innovative solutions as key foundation to success and tool for building a brighter future. This advice was given at the Career Development Summit organized for secondary school students. Adekola Hastrop reports.
The national landscape has been reshaped by the wave of digitalization, bringing unprecedented changes across the globe as technology has rapidly advanced, leading to evolving industries and shifts in skills requirements. This Career Development Summit is therefore to sensitize students on how to strive in the dynamic era of digital transformation, utilizing technology for career advancement, which has become a necessity.
They are not permitted to fail. The future belongs to them. The innovative solution is already with them. That is what? Artificial intelligence, technology, everything, social media, the digital space is already with them. So they are not permitted to fail. That's why we're telling them that the real solution for the future lies in their hand. So Nigeria is waiting for them to succeed in any of their career as a lawyer, as a doctor, as a professional cameraman, as a professional creative man. That is what we are teaching them today.
Experts stress that online training platforms have bridged the gap between industry demands and academic curricula, as students can now leverage these platforms to acquire new skills or enhance existing ones.
Majority of them don't have the opportunity of such events whereby they can learn and they can actually pick a career for themselves. But this kind of project helps them choose a career, and in the nearest future, some of them today, they will go back to today and remember today for good. That's the program I went and I'm able to pick my future work.
And to understand that after the school, then there's life. So they need to prepare for life after school. So that is the essence of this advocacy program. So we need to at least prepare their mind for the future. So that's basically what why we are here and what we just did.
Students were advised on joining groups vital to their field of choice and reaching out to those who inspire them, as even the most accomplished professionals started from the bottom and are often eager to share their experiences and insights.
Practitioners have again advised that constitutional rights of women and girls be protected to reduce cases of sexual and gender-based violence in the society. This came up again at an interface with religious leaders on the need to sensitize their followers against this menace. Maugbe Josu reports.
Sexual and gender-based violence is common among people in communities and religious centers. Knowing that people listen and obey their religious and community leaders, these legal practitioners engaged them as a way of spreading the message of mitigating the menace in the society. The gathering is therefore designed to proffer workable solutions and strategies.
They are married before they are 18, before they are even 16, and this needs to be curbed because the child has the right to be educated, and that child, that right that she has was given to her under the Constitution and the Child Rights Act.
Faith leaders are very, very important. They have spiritual capital. They can be listened to. They can also convey positive attitudes and positive messages on issues through their pulpits. And we believe that faith leaders can be brought into this and engage properly in developing messages that can speak against gender-based violence in their churches.
Some of the religious leaders encouraged victims to report cases of SGBV.
With all these activities, atrocities around in our environment, we should be able to talk to our children, advise them. They shouldn't keep anything to themselves. They should speak out, voice out, whatever they are going through.
We need to train people. People need to know more about this and different angles that it's coming from. Like when I was filling one of the forms, I saw if it's going to be economical violence, if it's physical violence, So we need to know more about this because it's not just physical or sexual violence. There's economic, there's psychological. Those ones are very, very important that can lead people to depression.
And that their congregants have positive mentalities and positive attitudes that can promote gender justice and that can prevent gender-based violence.
We sincerely apologize for that. The Controller of Immigration Service Lagos Command, David Adebambo, has appealed to parents and guardians not to subject youths to becoming victims of illegal migration. He made the appeal at a seminar on Anti-Smuggling of Migrants Week themed Saying No to Smuggling of Migrants. Again, Maugbe Josu reports.
Saddled with the responsibility of protecting the country's border, the Nigerian Immigration Service says the force is committed to curb illegal activity of smuggling migrants through water, air, and land. As part of efforts to stop the illegal act, the service organized a seminar on Anti-Smuggling of Migrants Week aimed at interfacing with survivors.
There is anti-migration laws all over the world now. So I want to appeal to them that please do not subject your children to unnecessary pressure. Because here in Nigeria, there are opportunities. This sensitization program that we're having today is one of those things we go to as much as getting down to the schools to talk to the young ones, to talk to students.
Everybody is involved in this fight to curb out illegal, we call it now irregular migration. It is not, the NIS alone cannot do it. And the Controller General of Nigerian Immigration Service is in the forefront. She frowns at irregular migration, and she has been very, very supportive of the Migration Directorate. That's why she gave the go-ahead nod for this sensitization exercise.
The Immigration Service Controller, Lagos State Command, David Adebambo, therefore urged citizens to embrace various opportunities in the country rather than being vulnerable to illegal acts.
Look at the recycling business. Our people can get engaged in this. Farming, let's go back to the land. Let's farm. You recall early this year how much they were selling pepper So go and do vegetable farm and do a whole lot of things, and it will be better off instead of risking your life.
Most times when we receive or when we get those information that there are some people that are returning, people that they want to repatriate from those from the destination countries, sometimes we may be short of personnel that want to use to receive those people. So through this meeting, I've been able to establish the fact that the communication gap has been closed.
Themed Saying No to Smuggling of Migrants, the service assures of better policies in improving the country's border. Maugbe Josu, LTV News.
Coming up, another batch of 150 petty traders benefit from Trader Money Initiative in Badagry. That's in business news. Join us again.
The Transmission Company of Nigeria has identified sudden rise in frequency as the cause of the latest national grid collapse. A statement by TCN spokesman Ndidi Umba says that disturbances at the grid, a second in the space of 3 days, started at 11:29 a.m. Umba says that while recovery efforts began immediately, the Abuja axis was restored within 28 minutes, adding that recovery is still ongoing. The TCN further discloses that the frequency spike was caused by issues encountered at one of its substations, which has to be shut down to prevent further complications. The company noted that it is actively engaged in significant repair work on several critical transmission lines and substations. Meanwhile, the company adds that while repairs and improvements are on the way, some degree of instability in the system is likely to persist until all major works are completed, and asks for the understanding and patience of all Nigerians during the period.
Business survival, especially for petty traders, is now a daunting task as economic hardship persists. This economic challenge is further compounded with lack of simple credit facilities or effective business support scheme. In view of this, the Commissioner for Youth and Social Development in the state, Honorable Mobolaji Ogunlende, is assisting in this direction. A total of 150 petty traders in Badagry were supported with a sum of 20,000 naira each to boost their businesses as well as ensure continuity.
We are not looking for those that have shops or those that are already established, those that are selling sweets. We have a lot of people that are selling oranges, fruits, tapioca, vegetables. That 20,000 is a big deal to them. Some of them are in debt because of the economic hardship. This gives them a little bit of succor to reduce the debt. This also gives them the ability to purchase more goods, as the case may be.
It is just to assist them. Agbado corn is not too costly in the market. If you are going by the roadside, you can just get it. Look at Boli, just to get banana or plantain and start frying at the roadside with just charcoal. With that 20,000 naira, that person can set up, or if the person has been doing it before, it will aid that market.
The State Commissioner for Youth and Social Development called on other privileged individuals to complement government efforts by supporting the needy.
I would also like to take this opportunity to encourage well-meaning Nigerians. It's not about having millions of naira, right? Every little helps. This is 20,000. The local government chairman is my local government, Honorable Benu, did 50,000 to a couple of people a couple of days ago. It's not a competition, but by the time everybody plays that little role, it adds to the economical value and, lifts our people from economic hardship.
Beneficiaries were advised to utilize this opportunity provided by the donor to enhance economic fortunes.
My words of advice for the beneficiaries is that they should try as much as possible to make best use of what they were given, because a drop of water make a mighty ocean. If they make best use of it, it will expand and they will be happy forever.
The 150 beneficiaries of the Traders Money Scheme were selected across the 3 councils in Badagry to ensure wider coverage and impact.
This was, I believe, the greatest political movement
of all time. Donald Trump's victory as the 47th president of the United States has led to a surge in American stock markets, though economic experts warn that his protectionist policies could threaten global stability. Trump's return to the White House raises concerns of potential trade wars, higher inflation, and slower economic growth. During his first term in 2017 to 2021, Trump frequently used tariffs in trade disputes, and experts believe this approach could rekindle inflation, which had recently cooled following Federal Reserve interest rate hikes. Peterson Institute for International Economics suggests that new tariffs might raise China's inflation by 2 to 4% and add more than 2 percentage points to U.S. inflation next year. Bank of France chief warns that Trump's tariffs could likely increase U.S. inflation and lower global growth. Additionally, if Trump follows through on expelling unauthorized immigrants, this could worsen U.S. labor shortages, affecting approximately 8.3 million workers. Trump's potential trade conflict with China could hinder global growth, with the IMF cautioning that Asia contributed 60% of global growth will be particularly impacted. The Peterson Institute also forecasts that Trump's policies could reduce U.S. GDP by 2 percentage points annually from 2027 to 2031.
Stakeholders have lauded the Femi Gbajabiamila Under-16 football competition for secondary schools as the ongoing tournament continues with matches in the knockout stages. Aimed to promote school sports development and aid talent discovery at the grassroots level, the tournament is being held in honor of the Chief of Staff to the President, Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, with 16 schools drawn from Surulere participating in the maiden edition. Put together by the Office of Honorable Desmond Elliott, member Lagos State House of Assembly, representing Surulere Constituency 1. The month-long tournament provided platform for students of participating schools to exhibit their skills. Speaking during one of the matches decided at the Stable Union Bank Sports Complex in Surulere, Commissioner for Basic and Secondary Education Lagos State Jamiu Ali Balogun reiterates the importance of encouraging youth to combine education with sport.
Sport in the global world today is about career paths, and we are exposing our students towards another career path in which sport is one. This is another avenue to let them channel their energy positively towards playing football and engaging in other games that will be of positive value within the community.
Lauding the school competition, personal assistant to the President on Constituency Affairs, Honorable Khadija Karim Omotayo, pledged support to the tournament to help bring out the best in the secondary school students in Surulere Federal Constituency.
I am actually going to encourage them more to put more effort in their doing and remain focused in anything they are doing. They need to be firm. Once they are firm, they will get to their destination dream.
Special Advisor to the Governor on Lagos State on Tourism, Art and Culture, Idris Aregbe, said the tournament will impact positively on the communities in Surulere.
What is happening, the kids are happy, they're happy, the fans are happy, the other children who are also working are happy, the stakeholders are also happy. And that shows that the future in sports in Surulere.
Convener of the grassroots tournament, Honorable Desmond Elliott, revealed that the Under-15 competition has produced soccer talent that will be exposed to further build professional career. The lawmaker added that his office will provide further engagement for students through other community development initiatives geared towards grooming the children aright.
It's going to be about 2,000 to 3,000 of them. We will be discussing with them and they'll be sharing their hearts with us. The pressures they go through at home and so much more. Then we have clinical psychologists and counselors who also talk to them about vices. Basically is re-engineering their minds, letting them know that we are with them and they are with us.
In the pulsating match, the youngsters from Zumuratu Islamiyya Secondary School and Gbajabiamila Boys Secondary School played their heart out and displayed great football skills and techniques. The encounter, which ended goalless at the end of regulation time, was decided on penalty shootout, won 3-1 by Zumuratu Islamiyya. Defending champions Iga Swiatek thrashed Russia Daria Kasatkina 6-1, 6-0 at the WTA finals, but faces an anxious wait to see if she will qualify for the semi-finals. The Polish second seed dismantled Kasatkina, and alternate will replace an injured Jessica Pegula on Wednesday. In only 51 minutes at the end of the season event in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, Swiatek will be knocked out of Wimbledon champions Barbora Rekikova beat Coco Gauff, who has already qualified later on Thursday to reach the last four. Five-time major champion Swiatek, recently deposed as world number one by Arina Sabalenka, beat Krejcikova and lost to Gauff in her first two group matches. One of the fast surface of the King Saud University Indoor Arena, Swiatek struggled against Gauff on Tuesday, but she played with more pace and intensity to sweep past Kasatkina, who looked underprepared after a late call-up. Swiatek's form has dipped in recent months, with Wim Fessiter, who has helped several players win Grand Slam titles, join coaching staff 2 weeks ago.
Phenomenal performance against Daria Kasatkina. It's now 12 sets in a row.
On the foreign scene, U.S. Vice President and Democratic candidate in the presidential election, Kamala Harris, has promised a peaceful transfer of power to Donald Trump in a concession speech. Harris urged her supporters to keep fighting for their ideas, despite their bitter disappointment a day after Trump's decisive victory. After a campaign in which she repeatedly warned that Trump posed a danger to American democracy, she concluded by referring to the sense of foreboding felt by many of our supporters.
Now, I know folks are feeling and experiencing a range of emotions right now. I get it. But we must accept the results of this election. Earlier today, I spoke with President-elect Trump and congratulated him on his victory. I also told him that we will help him and his team with their transition, and that we will engage in a peaceful transfer of power. While I concede this election, I do not concede the fight that fueled this campaign.
Harris said that honoring election results was what distinguishes democracy from monarchy or tyranny. In the meantime, President Joe Biden has assured Americans of a peaceful and orderly transition after Donald Trump's election victory. Speaking at the White House, Biden says a tribute to his vice president's inspiring campaign and also promised to help Donald Trump in the transition between administrations. He says the Democrats would accept a peaceful transfer of power, which some might interpret as a jab at his predecessor. His short speech also includes a defense of his administration and an acknowledgement that the economy may in large part make Harris lose the election.
And self-government in the history of the world. And that's not hyperbole, that's a fact. We're the people. The people vote and choose their own leaders, and they do it peacefully. And we're in a democracy. The will of the people always prevails. Yesterday, I spoke with President-elect Trump to congratulate him on his victory. And I assured him that I'd direct my entire administration to work with his team to ensure a peaceful and orderly transition. That's what the American people deserve. Yesterday, I also spoke with Vice President Harris. She's been a partner and a public servant. She ran an inspiring campaign, and everyone got to see something that I learned early on to respect so much, her character. She has a backbone like a ramrod. She has great character, true character. She gave her whole heart and effort, and she and her entire team should be proud of the campaign they ran. The country chooses one or the other. We accept the choice the country made. I've said many times, you can't love your country only when you win. You can't love your neighbor only when you agree.
Elect Donald Trump is preparing to appoint a top team that will join him in the White House when he formally becomes president on January 20, 2025. Let's take a look at tomorrow's weather forecast. Before we end the news tonight, let's take a look at our top stories. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has asked police personnel to wear black bands for 7 days in honor of the late Chief of Army Staff, Taoreed Lagbaja. Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has re-emphasized the need for more women to embrace urban farming towards enhancing food security. Lagos State Deputy Governor Dr. Obafemi Hamzat wants youth to develop personal and professional skills in order to contribute to national development. On the foreign scene, we told you that U.S. President Joe Biden has promised a peaceful and orderly transition after Donald Trump's election victory. For more news, please connect with Lagos Television on these social media platforms. What you get by achieving your goal is not as important as what you become by achieving it. Please remember to call Lagos toll-free lines 767 or 112 in case of emergencies. Thank you for watching the news at 8. On behalf of all of us here, we wish you a wonderful night.
Hello there. If you desire a very good ice block making machine to change your game and raise your business ante, Balocool ice block making machine will give you rest of mind in the line of your cooling business. Another great product from Balocool Excel Nigeria Limited.